XP from the Daily Experience coming at you with a Tarkov video. The subject, what makes you a good Tarkov player? I bet you're wondering this yourself considering you're here. Must be bugging you, as with every search you do, it ranges from hardcore answers to people just saying it doesn't matter as long as you're having fun. But I know you are just like me, that seeing those answers and not getting anything concrete upsets you, maybe even made you frustrated. And I plan to answer this question once and for all on what makes a person good at Tarkov through a series of videos. The first video is all about that K and that D, specifically your PMC kill to death ratio and your scav kill to death ratio. The first thing I want to say is there's definitely a way to be the best Tarkov player, definitive and straight to the point. That is having the most kills, the least amount of deaths, the most money, etc. Basically just being the best at every aspect of Tarkov. But realistically, is this even possible? Sure, of course it is, but it's highly improbable for most people. Why is that? Because the number one person, as well as everyone at the top, always has competition. Even if these people were at the top, keeping it would be, and most definitely is, extremely hard to hold. That can be said for each and every aspect of Tarkov. It's a lot easier to be the best in only one, such as kills, than it is to be the best at all of the aspects. Now just imagine how hard it is to be the best at just one. Like with all games, you basically need to live and breathe Tarkov and only Tarkov, nothing else, daily. Every second not in the game, or not raiding, is a second you are behind the others and they are catching up. And this is exactly why I don't plan on discussing how to be the best Tarkov player, or how to become the best any more than I just have. I'm only going to explain what I personally think makes you a good Tarkov player. Better yet, what makes you a good Tarkov player in each and every aspect of Tarkov. I felt it was only appropriate to start with the KD, your kill to death ratio. In Tarkov, this factors in your player, scav, and cultist kills. Basically, everything you kill in the game will contribute toward the kill's number. And simple enough, when you die, regardless of how, this contributes towards your KIA number, with the exception of dying from dehydration, which falls under MIA. Generally, if you search up what is a good KD for Tarkov, you will get people saying anywhere from just being over 1 is considered good, to others saying you need to take out the scav kills in order for the KD to hold any weight. Trust me when I say people will go either way on this subject and attempt to explain in great detail why they are right or another is wrong. Personally, I believe it's incorrect to take only your player kills and match it with your deaths. Right now, there is no way to separate when you were killed by a player or a scav, so toss that idea out, it was flawed from the start. I honestly believe that if there was a way to find out how many times you were killed by a scav and how many times you were killed by players, this would help to answer the question of how good a player was at combat. And when people talk about KD, you're talking skills in combat. Now, the only way to accurately portray how good you are at combat would be if there were statistics to show how many of your deaths were from players and how many were from scavs. What this would allow you to do is to have two separate KDs. If this happened, you would take your player kills divided by your player deaths. The same would be true for your scav kills and your scav deaths. So, we finally know how we would determine accurately your KDs. But what is a good KD when versing players, and what is good when versing scavs? Overall, I would say that both players and scavs can go from hardcore masterclass death machines that make you yell out hacks and crippling depression, to straight up dumb as the pebble under a rock. To answer this is hard. There are a lot of factors that contribute to if you should have won a fight, but you lost because you suck, and you should have lost a fight, but you got lucky instead, to having teammates or not, being third-partied or fourth-partied, etc. Luck plays a huge factor in this game. No matter how skilled you are, bad luck will still kill you. Sure, being extremely skilled is beneficial across the board, but to be the best, you need both skills and luck. But, like I said, we're not here to talk about what makes you the best, we're talking about what's good and what a good KD would be. To answer that will vary with everyone, but I strongly believe the next two things. A good player kill versus player death KD would be anywhere from 2 to 3. Why? Because you could never guarantee a one-on-one fight in Tarkov, even if you try. Well, mostly. But nonetheless, my answer stays the same here. I just don't believe one is good enough to say you're good. Think about it. If you're killing players just the same amount as you are dying to players, nothing's changing. Doesn't matter if one time you killed 8 players and survived, and another you killed 0 players and died. All this means is you're barely capable, and you had a good run. I believe in order to be good or have a good player KD, you need to be killing players at least 2 times more than you are dying to them. This means more than half the time you succeed. Saying you have a 50-50 chance of something is not confidence, it's not skill, it's a gamble. It's an answer. It's a maybe. It's not good. Now before you all shit on me, you wanted to know what I considered good, and this is just my opinion. So don't get mad at me if you are below or feel like you would be below what I said. After all, my opinion isn't fact, and even I think I would be between 1 and 1.8. 2. To have a good scav kill versus scav death KD is a lot easier than the previous. Unless caught unaware, you're overwhelmed, a mistake happens, or you're just simply unlucky, you should always win against scavs. There's a reason for this. Most of the time, you'll hear or see scavs before they detect you. Once learned and barring certain events, scavs are always in the same areas, patrolling, and even in some cases literally always spawning in the same one spot. This always allows you to scout the area, or at the very least engage them first. Unless super confident and or properly geared, you should never take on more than what you know you can handle. If you doubt, turn about. This can only be learned from experience, and with this practice, you will improve a lot faster here than with getting better at killing players. And while killing scavs over and over will help you get better at killing them and learning their spawns plus habits, the skill won't fully transfer back towards getting better at killing players, though the other way around holds true in my opinion. Of course, it will help, but getting better at killing scavs is easier than getting better at killing players, at least in my opinion, you know, like I said, and through my own experience. Finally, the KD needed to be considered good when fighting scavs is at least 3 to 4. I strongly believe, excluding raiders and bosses, scavs are significantly easier to kill than players, as I mentioned before. This basically ends my insight into what I consider makes your KD good in Tarkov and why I believe so. If you have any questions, if you disagree, if you want to share your own thoughts and opinions, the comment section's right below this video. Enjoy one last clip and leave a like, you fucking heathens. Oh, there's fucking raiders in there. Wait. That way. Ah, you shot me!
Bro, you walked right past me!
Why would you shoot? It's not just a line!